And our guest is about to join. Happy Friday.
Hello.
Hey.
How are you?
Hey, Jazz. Hi, happy Friday.
Happy Friday. We made it.
We made it. As you see here, I was playing some honey because we have here the illustrious honey dipped nail
Oh,
designs.
that's so cute. I love Mariah.
Oh, shout out to Mariah, right? Well, hey everyone, and welcome. Happy Friday. We are officially at the Live with EVA Artists, the new upcoming IG Live series of Elisa Valentina Agency. I'm Shanae Watkins of Agency of Joy, and I'll be hosting today. I'm this every week we're going to be talking to Elisa Valentina artists, from all over the country, hearing what they're up to, how they got started in the creative industry, the whole jazz. And I'm really excited because today I have with me Jasmine Cameron of Honey Dip Nail Designs. Hey, Jazz. Yes, yes. No, not even have to go do some nails.
I'll do one hand because the other hand is a little dysfunctional right now.
Tease. Well, before we even get started, how about you just say hi to everyone and let everyone know who you are?
Hi, everyone. So, my name is Jasmine Cameron. I am a manicurist. I'm based in Connecticut and New York City for the most part. I've been doing nails for the last 6 years. And right now, I am still freelancing. I have my own clientele, both in Connecticut and New York. And I've been working with Elisa Valentina Agency, which has been great. I've met a lot of great people there, and this kind of brought up this opportunity for me to even meet you, Sean, and so many other people who are like watching. So it's been definitely a joy doing what I do.
Mm. That's such a I'm so glad you said that, right? Like, everything that I'm about, we're all about joy. And so one thing,
Yes.
here talking today just to bring some joy. I know a lot of us are still quarantined at home, staying safe, staying healthy, right? But we're also gifted because we love what we do. And you today I get to talk to you about that, about your art. And so again,
Yes.
hey everyone just joining. Hey. So please feel free to chime in. Let us know where you're joining us from. We would love to know. Put some comments down in there. We'll be answering some questions throughout the day as throughout the this afternoon as well. So please feel free to engage. And so just a little bit, rundown. I would love to just, share a little bit about Elisa Valentina to everyone out there watching, those of us who have been following the agency for years, those who are new followers. So Elisa Valentina it's a global talent agency representing visual artists from across various creative forms. And I mean, I'm talking from nail artists such as Jasmine, manicurists, hair artists, makeup artists, photographers, stylists, you name it, and we represent them. Agency represents these artists, nurtures them exceptionally, and really just both boasting their creative talent from all over. So like we said, Jasmine's in the New York, Connecticut area. We have artists in LA. We have artists across the U.S. and we have artists as well over in Italy. So love just saying hi to everyone across the world. Thank you so much for joining us. And so the reason why we started this, like most of us, we all know there's a global pandemic going on, a reality that has touched every single one of our lives in many ways that we know, and many ways that we're still continuing to learn. And for many of our artists and many of the creative industries, we're still kind of really figuring out how to move forward, doing new and innovative strategies, new designs, to continue to bring joy and to bring some liveliness to the world. And with many of our eBay artists quarantined at home, like Jasmine, we really thought this would be a great time to showcase our artists, showcase all of that they've done, showcase their journeys, and just have an interactive afternoon with our audience. So, like I said, I am joined here with Jasmine Cameron today of Honey Dipped Nail Designs. You all can follow her. Be sure to engage. And, first of all, just want to hear, how are you doing, Jasmine? I know you said you're in Connecticut. How are you holding up? What's going on?
So I'm actually good. The first couple of weeks of quarantine was a little rocky. I think just not knowing what the future was going to hold and exactly what this pandemic meant for all of us. I started to get a little anxiety, like, oh my gosh, you know, what is safe, what is not safe, and do I see clients, do I not see clients? And obviously, you know, the answer was you don't see clients. So that was and still has been the hardest part, because that's my livelihood, connecting with clients one-on-one, day in and day out. And for most of them, I was seeing them like every 2 weeks. So you know, there's a piece of our lives that have kind of been missing. But I think the best part was connecting on live and connecting via social media to kind of let people know that, you know, I'm still here and I'm still well, and I hope you are too. And um, that's how even my support system with my friends and my family, just, you know, really connecting with them more. You know, there was some people I haven't spoken to in months or years just because my schedule was so busy. So this really allowed me to stop and reset and, you know, put life back into perspective, figure out what was most important and what I needed to really work on. And then the main things I will say I have been working on is still my business and my brand. So, you know, although I'm not taking clients and I'm not seeing anyone or going to the salon, I've definitely been, you know, working on my marketing, working on my social media, working on nail art and researching great brands, and also seeing what those other companies are doing, those other businesses are doing. How can I be a better artist in this time? So that's the things that I really wanted to focus on, because I didn't want to take the time for granted. I mean, it's such a shocking and sad time for many. Every other day you're learning of someone that you know or who knows someone who has passed away. So that has been the hardest part.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it's been really great.
Well, I'm happy that you're safe and you're healthy, and yeah, like you're making those connections, finding the ways to connect with those who you love, who you're able to inspire, right, through your art too. So I'm happy to hear that.
Right.
So but I would love to just kind of like take us through a little bit of a journey, bring us back to, you know, when was it that you kind of first started doing nails, and when was it like when was describe to us that moment where you knew that you wanted to kind of like make a career out of it.
So I first professionally started doing nails 6 years ago, and I originally in 2009 attended fashion school in LA, which was like one of the greatest experiences, because I got to get away from Connecticut, which is a small town, small state, and be in a thriving, creative city. And I learned so many skills fashion wise, but I really didn't tap into the beauty aspect yet, because I was like, beauty, like, what do you do with beauty? I'm not sure. I always had this hobby of doing nails, but I kind of suppressed it to get degrees and things
Mm-hmm.
like that. So after graduating from FITM in LA, I came back to the East Coast and eventually just ended up getting my bachelor's from a state school. And, you know, although I loved doing what I was doing for communications at a state school, it just wasn't speaking to me. There was still a piece of me that was missing, and that was the creative side of me. Like I was like, I'm an artist, and I just can't sell myself short by not doing something creative. So I got the push from a classmate, and I took a nail class during the summer, and I was certified by the end of the summer. I had one more semester left at state school, and right in the beginning of the semester, I ended up getting a job at a spa. And I was nervous. I was like, you know, I have my little talents that I taught myself, but to really be working one on one with a client, I was like, am I ready? I don't know. But the women there were awesome. They pushed me, and they just gave me like this boost of confidence, like you can do it, you know. And I was just like, okay. So it was trial and error. You learn all the technicalities of services, and you learn how to build great relationships with people. And ever since I started working at the spa, I knew, like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, this is where I'm supposed to be. I mean, I did try to use my degrees later down the line, and I remember getting discouraged because nobody was calling me back. And I remember just thinking to myself, like, there's a reason why you're not getting those calls, and there's a reason
Mm-hmm.
why you're getting these opportunities to do freelance work or to meet photographers and models and have the flexibility to do these jobs. Because if I was working a corporate job, I don't think I would have that. Or I should say, I know I wouldn't have that flexibility, especially being in Connecticut. I had to find a way to get to New York often for these opportunities. So everything happened how it was supposed to happen.
I love that. I love that. And as you were saying too, your journey, as you were talking, your journey stretches back for me, as you were saying, like 2009, right? And so that's
Yeah.
11 years, 10, 11 years. And it's amazing. It's beautiful to kind of hear that process, especially,
Right.
for as an artist, really to, systematically, there's sometimes we're just like programmed into thinking one way. And so your art is really that expression of yourself. And so,
Yeah.
with Elisa Valentina, we love to, strengthen and nurture that kind of creative talent. And so I'm wondering through, your journey from 2009 to now, do you remember what your first gig was with Elisa Valentina?
I actually do remember. So it's just funny how we even met, how I was introduced to the agency, but meeting the agent on Elisa Valentina, maybe I want to say like maybe 4 years ago, someone actually asked me, "Oh, are you able to do this job?" And it was in New Jersey. And I remember this is when I really wasn't busy doing freelance work, and I hadn't ever worked outside of CT in New York. So I was like, okay. And a lot of people don't know I also work at a hotel where I was a receptionist in their spa, and I also did nails there. So I was able to use my discounts from my hotel jobs and kind of, you know, use it appropriately. So
Yeah.
for me,
Yeah.
it was nothing. Like, okay, New Jersey, fine. And I looked up what town it was and where I could stay. And I didn't want to be late, so I stayed there the night before, and I got there bright and early. It was a long day, but it was my first commercial that I ever did for Lima Rita,
Oh,
and I
wow.
got to see like all the behind the scenes of how they put these things together. And the set was in someone's home. That was just so nice. It was a really good experience and opportunity. And again, you meet so many different people on set that you'll never meet, ordinarily. So that
Right.
was definitely a great experience.
Love that. Love that. Shout out to Lima Rita. We love
Yeah.
nice little kickback.
Yeah.
I love that. And so, from Lima Rita to more, your work has been featured in publications like El Bulgaria, Nylon Espanol. I'm wondering what's it been like for you as just an artist in, small town Connecticut to see your work reach such a wide audience?
You know, I'm still humble.
Mm.
I'm still like in the sense where it's like, am I doing these things? Sometimes you have to remind yourself, like, yes, you are, and you
Mhm.
worked hard to get here. But
Mhm.
on the other hand, I'm just like, wow, I feel like I've gotten so much further than where I started, but at the same time, I feel like I have so much further to go than where I am now. So I'm very optimistic about the future, what the future holds, working with Elisa Valentina, working with you, and just doing more research on my end to try to be the best artist that I can be. I
Mhm.
love being challenged outside the box. So every experience that I do take on, creatively seeing what makeup artists are doing and hairstylists are doing and stylists are doing and production and lighting is doing. Because my first visual communications. So it's just awesome how like everything is just coming together. And I'm like, I remember being in school and I didn't know what was I going to do with visual communications. I was like, I don't want to work in retail, and I didn't want to do lighting, and I didn't want to do store layouts. So um, everything is just full circle, and it really makes sense.
I love that. I love to hear that. And like you said, you're in a way you're not, it's not like you're just starting, but there's so much to still go, right? And so I love that. That shout out to Kendrick. Be humble. We love that. But also, girl, you out here doing it. And so I would love to also talk
I
to you
think there's
about,
technical difficulties.
you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Okay, sorry. What did you say?
That's it. No, I was just giving you credit where credit's due. It's just, saying like love the humbleness. I think it's totally what, will continue. You work with someone that I personally I was like, oh, okay, like bring me back. So you work with Ashanti, right? I wonder, can you tell us a little bit about that? And
Yeah.
before you do, I will just, I'll say, just as a young little boy from Long Island, Ashanti has always been that girl that's Ashanti. And I was, saying, I've loved Ashanti since, I was young, just being a young kid from Long Island and seeing her, make it as a Long Islander,
Right.
really.
So working with Ashanti honestly was another humbling experience because I ended up reaching out to her sister to work with her sister. And I remember like she was like, okay, I'll keep you in mind, blah, 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 blah. So then months went by and she reached out to me like, hey, my sister needs her nails done. And I was like, okay, let me just go grab all my things, get ready, and, put on a poker face and just do the job. And after, she was really down to earth. It was like a late night, and it actually brought me back to my roots because I'm born in Long Island and I have family in Long Island. So I was just like, again, another meant to be moment. Yeah, another meant to be
Yeah.
moment. And I didn't know, I thought, okay, celebrities sometimes they need their nails done for different reasons. They're all over the place, so they could have many nail techs. But she ended up calling me back, a few times after that. And, now I've probably been working with her for like over maybe 2 years, maybe about a year and a half or so, on and off because she's also bi-coastal. And again, she's really down to earth. Sometimes she feels like, that older cousin or family member that I have.
I love to
But,
hear that.
I think the best part is knowing that someone of that status is just so authentic. And, you don't have to, like, I don't have to put on to be around her. She doesn't have to put on to be around me. But again, it also helped build my confidence in my portfolio to say, okay, well, if I could do someone that I grew up listening to, then I can totally do other celebrities in the future of all different backgrounds and, you know, talents.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I mean, shout out to Shanti, shout out to her sister, right? Because I think it's amazing too, just to be able to at the platform that she has, right, to help showcase emerging artists like yourself, who are really out here doing phenomenal things. So
Right.
shout out to that. Love to hear that, and I just love hearing that she's kind of like a big cousin. I'm like, okay, Shanti's my big
She
cousin too
is.
now.
She is.
Awesome. And so, okay, so now like we said, we're in quarantine. We're doing our social distancing. Unfortunately, like you said, you haven't been able to meet with your clients as much. But I know you're working on things like a whipped cream. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes. So I have a Almond Joy whipped cream, which is a hand and body cream. It has really good ingredients like vitamin E oil, jojoba oil, coconut oil, shea butter. I really wanted to come up with something that was just small, but powerful, very
Mm.
powerful. And I actually came up with the idea and the product before quarantine. So now that everybody's like super washing their hands and using hand sanitizer, the lotion is like awesome for dry skin, and hydration, and it's for men and women as well. So it's
Mm.
not just a woman lotion, which you can find that on the link in my bio. And yeah, so this is the beginning of a product line that I do wish to extend. I wanted to come up with products because not everyone gets their nails done.
Mm.
And, or some people just have their nail tech that they love to go to. So I thought that this was a good asset to add to what I do. I mean, I travel, I have celebrities, I have my own clients, and everybody needs lotion. You can't get away from it. Everybody needs lotion. So, I do hope to extend it in the next six months to a year. But right now, that is my first product.
I love that. Well, first of all, just congratulations, first and
Thank you.
foremost. That's amazing. And all those oils, I'm like, I'm reading the comments and I'm like the busy LA girl. I'm like, I need some of that for myself too. Like,
Right.
girl, just to, get these hands all nice and smooth. And I see Maria saying it's amazing, honey bunches, it smells good too. We love to hear
Yes.
that, girl. So shout out. And you said everyone, they can get that at your link in bio?
There's a link in my bio, and if you tap, I think it's the first box or the second one, it'll say products. So if you click
Perfect.
on that, all the information will be there on my website.
Well, everyone, go check that out and get you some creams because we need it.
Yes.
And so, what else? What else have you been up to during this quarantine? What have you been keeping busy? How have you, like you said, you've been kind of keeping your art alive? What have you been doing to do that?
Right. So today I had to move around a little bit, so I don't have any examples, but I have been working more on myself, or not self, I have been working more on portraits on nails. So I've been
Yeah, I've
doing
been
a lot
seeing you posting.
of
Yeah.
art with that. Yeah. So I want to say not last year, the year before, I did Nipsey Hussle, RIP, on a nail, and I submitted it to Nails Magazine, and they actually chose it as a contender, which was good. It
Yeah.
didn't win, but it was printed, and that was enough. That was actually, no, that was last year. The year before, I did Daniel Kaluuya, I think, from Get Out. So I
Mhm.
did him with the tears coming down, and they printed. So yeah, so it was really cool. And even when I first did Daniel, it was more like a fun thing because I did me actually. My hair was like curly like this, and I remember being in New York when I was trying to build a clientele in the beginning, and I was like, I'm just going to work on some nail art. And I started drawing.
Yeah.
And that's what made me an artist today, was drawing. Like I always drew, crafted, did things like that. So now it was like that hidden talent that I had, and now I'm expanding more on it. So during quarantine, I finished my Kobe Bryant portrait on a nail, and RIP to Kobe Bryant. I mean, he's meant so much to so many people. He actually is the only jersey that I have and have
Mm.
worn proudly. So RIP to Kobe Bryant, and I'm working on another one that will be posted soon as well, in tribute to him and Gigi. So I'm trying to really push the envelope by doing things differently. I mean, you always see portraits on, now you can see them more frequently on buildings and all those things. People draw on canvases, but I draw on a nail that's probably the size of your thumb. So,
Right,
that I'm
right.
really, really, I'm working on that. And I'm working on, other things when it comes to the business, but more importantly, because the portraits take a lot of time and I don't want to rush, that's been my main projects.
I love that. And yeah, no, they're great. And everyone will share some of the designs that Jasmine's talking about in our story after this. They're definitely, I mean, like, it's amazing what you're able to do, like you said, on just
Thank you.
on a finger,
And
on a
yeah,
finger.
I have if you can see, this is
Yes.
Kobe,
Look at
Kobe Bryant.
that,
So
right?
I
Y'all see
actually
that?
try
Come
to do
on.
rings. I make them out of rings, so they're
And
a little
how
trendier.
long does it take how long does it take to kind of do that one?
Um, Woo. So, to be honest, I don't put a time frame. Like
Oh,
something
yes,
like
time
this,
is a
if I
social
sit,
construct.
yeah, if I sat there and did it, without eating or using the bathroom, I don't know, maybe I could do it in 24 hours. I don't know, but I take my time. I'll start today and I'll continue tomorrow, or a week from today. So I really don't put a time frame. They can really take any time, because
Love that. Love
I
that.
as an artist, I can always look at something and say I could have did this, or I should have done that. Like it's always something to add. So I have to get to that point where I'm like, okay, it's good enough.
I think I understand that. Look, you sound like Beyonce to my ears. I'm hearing Homecoming.
Oh
I
yeah,
was gonna say,
I
yeah.
just
So the
finished
comments are
watching
asking,
that.
can you show it again? Yeah, can you put it up? Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Mamba forever. Is it Mamba
Yeah,
or Mambo?
Mamba.
Mamba. I know. No, it's
It's okay.
amazing work, Jasmine. And you, I mean, I know you are, but yeah, just really proud of you. You should be proud just for that.
Thank you. Here's Nipsey too.
Yes.
No,
Now, oh my gosh, look at Nipsey.
and it's
Yes, the
also a
detail.
ring.
Look, you got the braids and everything. Just amazing,
Yeah.
amazing, amazing. Well, Jasmine, it's been so great talking with you today. I'm wondering, as we get ready to kind of, say good afternoon to everyone, what are like the nail tips? Like what are your go-tos that you bring with everyone or that you think folks should be using for their own nail care at home? Especially I know a lot of people we doing manicures at home now, girls. So what can you do to help with folks?
So I will say number one, which goes back to basics, is moisturization. Everyone get a good nail oil. And for me, the quickest and most convenient thing would be olive oil out the cabinet.
Mm,
So it does not
mm.
be, something that it doesn't have to be name brand. It could literally, sorry, my iPad was use your natural elements that you have: coconut oils, jojoba oil, vitamin E oil, olive oil. And for those who have brittle nails, this is also, I felt like this is the time where you reintroduced reintroduced hydration and healthiness to the things. Like, I'm all about self-care too, so it's not just physical appearance, it's internal too. Obviously we have to do these immune boosting things. So it's like a way of life. Just how you're taking care of your hair or you're taking care of your body, take care of your nails. You can warm up hot oil and just maybe dip your fingers in there for like 5 minutes. Allow things to kind of penetrate through the nail bed to penetrate, I should say, to promote healthy growth. Um, but for those who are at home who want to possibly paint their nails, I would say my go-to is OPI. I love OPI. Don't forget base coat, because a lot
Ah,
of people forget base coat.
you just
So
read me. It's fine. Yes.
after you do your little oil, and moisturize really well, and you're gonna paint, make sure you clean off your nail bed. There should be no oils on your nail bed if you want to polish, but use a nice base coat. OPI, I believe, has like a nourishing one that you can buy. Color, and then, a nice top coat. My top coat of choice is, and this is where I kind of interchange because I am a nail tech. I love Seche Vite. I sometimes I don't say it wrong, so, right? So I'm not sure if I'm even saying it right, but it's a nice gloss top coat. It stays long and it dries quick. And for people who are at home who don't have the patience of drying their nails, it's a really good option. And then for gel manis, for those who are brave and want to do gel manis at home, when I did QVC, I did it for Lemini Macaroon. That's the name of the brand. They're based out of Europe, and very, very nice and cute brand. And they're online, or even on Instagram, Lemini Macaroon. Maybe I can type that in so you guys can visit. But they actually are a DIY gel mani kit. So you get everything you need in the kit. From the with that, they don't need base coat because it's infused in their color. So you get the color, you get a nice top coat, you get a file, you even get they have square soak off pads.
Ooh, okay.
So when you're ready to soak them off, each finger gets one. It's like it's so cute, and the light is like this small. It's literally like this small, and it's a macaroon, and you put one finger in at a time. It's the cutest setup. So Lemini Macaroon for gel manis, and I would say OPI and Seche Vite for natural manicures.
I love that. Love that. That is, I mean, girl, that's so helpful. And as you were saying it, I'm like, we're gonna need to put that down somewhere. We want to get that out because those are all some really great tips that I want to make sure that folks get. Okay, so
Yeah.
before I do just want to we do have some questions coming in from the audience that I want to make sure that we get a chance to read. So the busy LA girl asked about your nail designs. Do you freehand or sketch out what you're going to do before going for it on the actual nail?
I freehand. So I've seen different ways that people do it. Some do sketch, excuse me, some do maybe, use pencil and then paint over it. I usually just go with the tiniest brush that I can find. I have three very small brushes and I freehand everything. And I use acrylic paint, which sometimes some people want to know what paint you use. So I use acrylic paint, which is a good way to you can kind of erase or take things away, but the best part is you can just build on top of it. So there's a lot of depth and layers in my portraits and art.
Love that. Love that. Awesome. Well, Busy LA Girl, there you go. You got your answer. And, for everyone else, if you got more questions, feel free to just put them in the comments or, again, just send either Elisa Valentina Agency or Honey Dip Nail Designs a DM and we'll be sure that we get you those answers.
Yes.
Yes. Well, Jasmine, this has been such a joy. Thank you so
Yes.
much for joining our first live with EVA Artists. Your work is amazing. It speaks for itself. There's going to be so much to do. What are some last words that you want to leave with folks as they continue to stay at home in quarantine?
I would say, everyone, please be careful out there still. Please be safe. Please know that your health is more important than any of this that we're going through. Or, a lot of people I know they're rushing and they want to get their nails done and, still do this and still do that. But please remember that your health is most important. Like I was saying on another live, this, it starts inside out. So manifest, everything that's inside and everything will work itself out. So that's what my lasting advice would be.
Well, I couldn't have, that was so beautiful. I can't wait for all this. I can't, again, everyone, please stay safe. And also, but when we get out of this, girl, I'm going to need you. Can I get a manicure?
Yes, please.
Awesome. Okay, great. Yes. Because, manicures are unisex, right? There's no
They
gender
are.
to that, right?
100%.
I love that. I love that. Well, Jasmine, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. It's been
Thank
so
you.
great saying, hey, y'all, what up, what up?
Bye.
Again, this is Jasmine Cameron of Honey Dip Nail Designs. Follow us, talk to us, comment with us, and we can't wait to share more. Check out this next week. We'll have photographer Melissa Rodwell. So you